Welcome back. Episode number 8?
8.
8.
8.
The
That's
Hateful
number,
8?
That's the number after 7.
Yeah, is it the Hateful 8?
Hateful 8. What was it? Magnificent 7?
No, the Hateful 8. That was the movie that came out in December.
Wasn't there a Magnificent 7 about to come out?
Yeah, it's about to come out.
Alright.
Why was 6 afraid of 7?
Why?
Because 7, 8, 9.
Nice. We got jokes to start today.
They got jokes. So this episode, we're going to start off a little bit different than we have before. Normally we have some news, but we're going to do this a little bit different today. And if this goes well, then maybe we would do this going forward.
Yeah,
And
we're
we can
going to save introductions to the end.
Yeah, we'll save introductions to the end.
It'll be post-introductions.
Yeah. But so if this happens to be your first podcast, I'm Joshua.
Well, I thought we were saving it to the end.
Yeah, well, I guess we should get this over with since
Okay.
you brought it up.
Okay, then I'm Josh.
Josh and Joshua, that's right. So I just handed my friend in crime here a piece of paper.
This paper, haven't looked at it yet, other than the white paper.
So we're going to start off this episode, and if this goes well, every episode, with some trivia.
Oh.
So I'm going to ask you these questions, and you have them on your paper there. You can read as well as I read along as I read them to you.
It's upside down.
And inside out.
Alright.
So and you guys are welcome to play along at home and see if you know. These are pretty basic, as in I don't think you should miss any of them.
Seriously?
Yeah, these are all easy questions.
Let's see.
So well, hang on. Let's start with the first one. Here we go. All right, number 1. You ready?
I'm ready.
There's 7 of these today. 7 today. Who is Scarlet Witch's twin brother? And we got multiple choice. The Scarlet Wizard, Hawkeye, Iron Man, Quicksilver, or Magneto?
I'm going to say Quicksilver.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
That is correct.
Yes.
Now, on this next question, let's hesitate before you answer.
Okay.
That way the listeners can try to...
Try to beat me to the buzzer.
Yeah.
The ring in first.
Yes. What is the name of Spider-Man villain, the Rhino? What is the real name of Spider-Man's villain, the Rhino?
I'm ready for you to pronounce these names, actually.
We got Quentin Beck. We got Alexei Dysovich. J. Jonah Jameson. Or Adrian Tomez.
I'm going to go with Quentin.
Wait, what did we just say?
To wait?
We're going to wait? Okay. All right.
I don't know these answers other than a few.
There's only 4 choices.
Out of the 7 questions, I'm going to say Quentin Beck.
That's wrong.
That's wrong.
It's Alex.
The Alexi.
Well, it's Alex.
His name's Alex. I thought his name was the Rhino.
Yeah, it is. Well, in the cartoon, they call him Alex.
Oh, that's weird.
So I guess maybe Alexei is his long name or his surname.
I want to assume
or
that he's Russian or
he is Russian.
Polish.
He
Okay.
is Russian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at me, like discriminating based off names.
Yeah. Okay. So next question is not multiple choice as you saw. This may be a tough one.
This may be a tough one.
What is Superman's home planet called? Do you know that one?
Now, is this a trick question? Because he's born on Krypton. But I don't say my hometown is where I was born. So, would it be Earth? So, it could be, I don't know if you're trying to trick me or if you're being for realsies, but I'm going to say Krypton.
That is correct.
Okay.
Let's go ahead.
I looked into that a lot more than I probably should have. But
Yeah, that was a little bit more. I like the way you thought through this process, though.
yeah, see, I don't know. You don't know me.
What is the name of Peter Parker's aunt in Spider-Man? In case you know more than one Peter Parker, we're going to clarify with Spider-Man, Peter Parker.
Her name is Aunt
Oh, this is not multiple choice either, so it's Aunt
May.
May. Is that your final answer as well?
Yes.
Bam, he got that one, knocked it out of the park. So you're, what, 3 for 4?
3 for 4.
All right, next question, number 5. Which comic book character hails from the fictional nation of Wakanda?
It's multiple choice.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to pause for dramatic effect after Wakanda.
Pause for dramatic effect.
Is it Wolverine, Green Arrow, Cyborg, Nightcrawler, or Black Panther?
I'm gonna go with
Yes.
Black Panther.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
That is correct.
Bam! I'm already a victory in this. I cannot miss more than I've got right now. 100%.
That is true. All right, number 6. What does the DC in DC Comics stand for?
But that's a confusing question.
What does the DC stand for?
Okay, now it's multiple choice.
Yes, it is. Dangerous Comics, District Comics, Design Comics, Detective Comics, or David Carroll?
The random name. See, because it's confusing me because it says, what does the DC in DC Comics stand for?
Why is that confusing you?
Because I was always under the assumption it was Detective Comics. So it says, what does the DC and Detective Comics stand for? So is Detective Comics the name of the company and the comics is the individual book? That's where I was getting confused.
So you're going to go with with David Carroll?
No, I'm going to go with Detective Comics. I don't know who David Carroll is.
I just made that name up and added it to the list.
Okay. So if your name is David Carroll, this
Thank you for producing DC Comics. JK. Yeah, Detective Comics is correct.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't David Carroll, Stan Lee. That's a joke.
Okay. All right, last question.
Okay.
Possibly the easiest one on the list.
No, the easiest one on the list was number 3.
Reed Richards' alter ego in the Fantastic Four is The Thing, Invisible Woman, Human Torch, Mr. Fantastic, or Captain Fantastic.
This one could be a little bit more confusing. Because
this is a straightforward question and straightforward answer.
I'm going to say Mr. Fantastic. Final answer.
How was this confusing a little bit?
Because I don't... the Thing, I guess his name... No, not Thing. Human Torch is Johnny Storm, correct?
And that's what we're trying to figure out here.
Okay. The Thing, not a clue what his name is. Reed Richards, to me, not a woman's name. But I'm going to go with... And it's not Captain Fantastic, because that's not a member of the Fantastic Four. So, I'm going to go with Mr. Fantastic.
That is correct.
All right. Look at that. I only got one wrong.
I did look up, whenever I Googled these questions, I did not come up with these on my own, by the way. I Googled comic book questions for 3-year-olds, and this is what came up.
For 3-year-olds?
I'm just kidding. Come on. That was funny.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What'd you think about the little different?
It was definitely a little different. I kind of digged it.
Yeah, so we may stick with that. Leave us a comment or tweet us. Let us know what you think. If you got a question you want us to ask on the next show, we can.
But be as gentle as possible.
Yes.
Because new comic fans, as the name says.
That is correct.
That's why some of these weren't overly hard.
Right.
Some
So,
of them were.
today's episode, we're going to talk about The Killing Joke.
Batman.
Batman The Killing Joke.
Batman.
Cartoon.
Batman.
The movie.
The movie, the cartoon version.
Yeah, and we have not read the comic book for it, but we both know how the comic book ends now as well. So we'll kind of compare that to how the movie ended.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and say that when we get into that here in a little bit, it's going to be spoilers all the way.
100%?
Yeah, because that's a fairly old comic. I don't think it's new, so we're going to go spoilers all the way.
Okay.
And so if you haven't read the comic or you haven't seen the movie, then go check those out. And I will say, just real quick in case you don't want to hear spoilers, I thought it was good. I thought it was a good movie. Okay. And I bought it and ordered it, and I think it's definitely worth checking out. Wouldn't you say so as well?
I liked it. I've heard, kind of like Suicide Squad, I've heard people just trash all over it, but at the same time, I thought it was pretty good. It was a little confusing at times, but it was alright. It's worth it.
Yeah, it was a good movie. Yeah, so check it out. And then after The Killing Joke, we're going to do 3. And Josh does not know about this.
I don't know. Like, this is all news to me, so I'm learning as y'all are learning.
So we try to think about it a lot so that we can kind of really brainstorm between each other. But we're going to do 3 movies. Three video games we'd like to see a movie made out of.
Okay.
So be thinking about that.
Okay.
And then we're also going to do this vice versa. We're going to do 3 comic book characters that we would like to see a video game made out of. Or movie characters from one of the movies that we want to see a video game made of. And it can even be one that's already been made. But we will go ahead and take Spider-Man off the table.
And
Because
there's a ton of Batman games.
we can take Batman off the table as well. Because there's a new Spider-Man game coming out. And there's a newish Batman game that came out.
The new Batman games, the Telltale series, so they release them in episodes. So episode 1's out right now. Episode 2's going to come out later. They did it with like The Walking Dead and I can't think of the other one. I think
Minecraft.
Minecraft, The Wolf Among Us, like that. That's what they're known for, is like the episodic gaming. So the Batman one, I've seen a playthrough of the first one, the first episode. And it was pretty cool so far.
So we're going to do that. It's not going to be necessarily what we want Telltale to do, but
Yep, 100%. We're going to tell them. We're going to tell what to do. Tattletales.
so all right. So let's go ahead and get into Batman: The Killing Joke. So if you don't want to hear this, then go ahead and skip ahead, and you can hear us discuss the video games and the movies and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so into the movie. So what did you think about the movie?
I was confused, and I think I told you this after we watched it. Like, the first half, to me, doesn't tie into the second half whatsoever. Like, I mean, the Batgirl story kind of sticks with it, but the main villain in the first half of the movie just gone, disappeared, and then it becomes about the Joker, and I'm like, what in the world happened? And why is this movie even, like, I don't understand. It should have been 2 separate movies, 2 separate storylines. It shouldn't have just, like, randomly cut, moving on to the Joker now. I was like, I don't understand what's going on, but okay, I'll go with it.
Right.
It was really confusing.
Well, I think, and I tried to explain this a little bit after the movie too, and maybe I can do a better job now. And since I have not read the comic, this is just what I'm guessing. So, like you said, the first half of the movie, you have Paris France. He's like the up-and-coming mobster type guy. He's trying to take over the family business by killing everyone that's in his way. That even if it's his family, he ends up killing his uncle early in the movie. He kills a lot of other people, and he's trying to make a name for himself. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
And he's an up-and-coming guy. And what we see is Batgirl finds him originally, right?
Yeah, they're making a getaway, and she goes with the truck, and Batman's like following behind, and she ends up being on the cab of the big 18-wheeler, and he's like flirting with her essentially as they're trying to get away.
Right. And so you see so the whole first half of the movie is pretty much about Batgirl becoming obsessed with Franz.
Yeah, and vice versa. He's the same way.
Do you think he's obsessed with her, or do you think he's playing mind games with her?
Well, the one part off the boat when the girls are leaving because they just had their massive whatever orgy or whatever they were doing, she said, "Oh, here's the mask that the other guy wanted me to wear," and she throws it, and it's essentially like a sheet cut out of like the Batgirl mask or like a
Right.
Batman mask or whatever you want to call it. So I think, and she was like she to me she fit the bill for Batgirl. So I'm thinking he's also infatuated with her or something along those lines. Like he doesn't want to let go.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit, but I think that she is obsessed. I think she is something about him got under her skin. And I don't know if she liked him a little bit, but so you saw all this stuff happen, and Batman tells her at some point that, like, look, once you've been to the edge of it, you can't ever come back, you know, because they hook up. And he's like, once you've been to, you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Once you've been to the edge, then it's hard to get yourself back. And he's like, I'm protecting you from that, is what he's trying to say. And that's why he's like not letting her be on the case.
Right.
Well, then you see Batgirl goes and she shows up to help Batman out and stop him from what they were robbing something at the shipyard or
Yeah.
I can't remember what they were doing at the shipyard. And she like gets him stuck against the box and like starts waylaying him over
beat the
and,
crap out of the guy.
And I think that's what Batman was talking about.
That's that tipping
That's that
point.
moment whenever you reach when you go make it to the edge and you don't ever come back from that.
When it becomes personal.
Right. So then immediately after that happens, he pretty much tells Batgirl she's done being Batgirl because of that. And because they hooked up and it's kind of awkward now.
Yeah, and that threw me for a major loop. I was like, he's probably 35, 40 years old, and she's a high school, college, maybe early college. I would say 18 plus, but I mean, he's known for having younger apprentices. So I was like, that's freaking creepy as all get out. Like, to me, that was super awkward. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Did not expect that, but I didn't know that was a thing with them. I didn't know that. I don't know if that's a reoccurring deal in their storyline. That was just like, wow, dude.
Yeah, she got freaky.
Yeah. And Gargoyles watched him. It was weird.
Yeah, it was a little weird. But right after that, Batman goes straight to Arkham Asylum to confront Joker. And he gives his spiel. He's like, look, I don't know what's going to happen. One of these days, either you're going to kill me or I'm going to kill you. But that's how we're like destined to end this. And it turns out that he'd already escaped and he was talking to some imposter. But I think that was showing the whole Batgirl thing. I'm curious if maybe Franz was helping Joker escape. I don't think he was. But I think it was showing Batman was trying to reconcile what had happened in the past for him after what he saw happen to Batgirl.
Okay.
I think he was trying to trying to make amends, and I use air quotes because I don't think he's trying to apologize to the Joker. Joker's like effing crazy. So, I think that's why they tie in together.
I guess it's like he sees what him and the Joker have in Batgirl and Franz.
Right.
Like, he sees that, and he's like, now being an outsider outsider looking in, he can actually see what that's like, and that's why he goes to talk to the Joker and be like, yo, dude, we're going to have a man-to-man talk, and he's not even there.
Right. And I think the other part of it, too, is that how many times do we watch a movie and we say that something happened and we don't know why?
Yeah.
So, whenever the Joker escapes, he goes straight for Commissioner Gordon and ends up blown. Does he set a bomb off? What did he do? No, he shot Batgirl.
Yeah.
He shot Barbara Gordon.
That was at her house.
Yeah, at her house. He shot her.
Yeah.
And that made it personal for Batman. So they had the backstory of them working together and then them hooking up to show that Batman, that was a personal thing that happened to Batman as he's going after the Joker.
Right.
So if they would have just had Batgirl get shot, you're like, well, why does Batman care so much?
Yeah.
But you kind of know now.
It's like I think he would still want to get vengeance for his apprentices, but I mean they know what they're in for whenever they sign up.
Right.
It's like he's not going to hold punches, he's not going to babysit them, he's not going to hold their hand. He's going to tell them straight up what it's like, and then that's how it is. And
Yeah.
I think that got under her skin a lot. It was whenever he was like, "No, I'm doing this to protect you. I know what's best for you," and she's like, "What do you know?" And he's like, "Yeah, now look at you now."
Yep. So that was pretty crazy. I didn't see that happening either. So, and then they end up at the music. I mean the carnival and all that stuff goes down. And so he's captured Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, and just like pretty much tortured him with constant reminders of what happened with Barbara and all that. Because apparently, like after the fact, they're in the hospital, and they said that they found her essentially with her clothes removed. So it almost made it seem like they even went a step further than just getting shot. It was kind of
Right.
And then
Because she was paralyzed as well.
yeah, 'cause she was paralyzed, and
She
then,
couldn't fight back.
And then the commissioner, that's all he saw were those images that the Joker had took, because he had took pictures. So he had just pasted them on screens and just kept riding them through the same ride over and over and over again, like as a reminder of like, this is what you caused.
And he was trying to make him go crazy.
Yeah, trying to break him for sure, just to prove that like anybody can go crazy.
And that you don't have to do it by the book. That you are, what did he say? That you're no different than me on a bad day. What does he say?
I don't remember the exact phrasing.
I can't remember the phrase.
As I guess it's along the lines of like, you on your worst day is just like me on my best day, or something like that. But it was just kind of weird to see that situation, because everybody knows the Joker's crazy, Joker's a little loony, but to force somebody along those lines to where they essentially, I guess he's trying to make him go crazy, and not just, I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling on, but it just seems kind of weird. So I'm not like, I don't know. It's just, it's different. And just trying to constantly break him, essentially make him go mad, just like the Joker is. Just, I guess maybe it's to prove to himself that anybody can be a crazy person if pushed to that edge, and he can break any man.
Yeah, and I can't remember what the quote is. I was gonna try to look it up and see what he says. That he says like, you're just one bad day away from, because he says it several times in the movie, that because he's talking about that he was a good guy, and he was trying to provide for his family, and trying to get back on his feet. He had some bad luck as a comedian, and then he's going to go and help these mobsters, and he finds out that night that his wife and kid, bam,
Yeah,
what, they burned in a house fire.
I think so.
I think that's what it was. And
Well, it's just kind of weird too, seeing that side of him before he becomes who he is. I mean, he was just an average guy, like just trying to make a living as a comedian, and then just down on his luck, needs a break to support him and his wife, and his wife's so supportive of him the whole time. But you kind of see at one point where he's got a temper on him. Like, he doesn't take too kindly to the fact that he thinks she's making fun of him, and he doesn't like that at all. Even though she's not. I mean, she's probably poking at him a little bit, but I mean, to him, they're living in the slums, and he wants what's best for his family, which I get that. He did what he could to be the best husband he could be, to support his family and his kid that's coming up. So I understand why he did it. And then the day of that they were gonna do it, his wife and kid get killed, and he still has to do it. The mobsters are like, you're not backing out. Like, oh, we're sorry that your family's gone, but you agreed to do it, and you're gonna do it.
yeah, he says, you're with us tonight. You can bury them like a king tomorrow, or something like that's what he says. But here's a few of the different things he said is that all it takes is one bad day to reduce the sanest man alive to lunacy. And he repeats that a lot of times, talking about the one bad day.
Actually, that's all that happened to him. Just one bad day is all it was. I mean, it was a build up to that one day. I mean, just constant failure and stuff, but he just had that one day and then over the edge.
Did you feel a little sorry for him?
I kind of did, actually.
I mean, you feel it is crazy that you feel sorry for him, and yet you just saw him shoot an innocent woman, and then he could have raped her. He doesn't say he did or didn't. He for sure took pictures of her naked.
Yeah, it alluded to it for sure, but it doesn't say if he did one way or the other.
I don't know if he did or not, but you kind of feel sorry for him because of what happened. But I mean, at the end of the day, you still make your own choices, I guess. And it was kind of crazy. I mean, and then, so after all this stuff happens, Batman shows up to save the day, right? And they go through this whole thing, and you get to the end, and the Joker tells him a joke, and the Joker starts laughing, and Batman laughs a little bit, and then starts laughing more. Then he puts his hands on Joker's shoulders, and they're both laughing. The screen shows down to the rain. The Joker stops laughing, and Batman keeps laughing. So what do you think happened? It kind of, and this is exactly how the comic book ended. We did see pictures of it, of the end of the comic book to see. So, do you think Batman killed him?
I don't think so. It's like, it looks so much like he does. It sounds so much like he does, but he kept saying the whole time, it's like he wanted to do this one by the book, and that obviously wouldn't be by the book. This isn't Batman vs Superman Batman here. He's not just gonna go killing people.
Right.
This is the killing joke, but
Yeah.
or maybe that's why it's called the killing joke, because the joke he told at the end made it the killing joke. There you go.
Yep.
Something for you to think about.
So you say he didn't kill him?
I say he didn't kill him.
I say he did.
Why do you think he did?
Because it didn't show it as clearly in the comic book as it did, and maybe it's because we're not actually reading the comic book. We just saw it on the computer screen. But why would the Joker have stopped laughing before Batman?
Maybe he didn't find it as funny. He's a comedian. He's supposed to make people laugh. You're not supposed to laugh at your own jokes. Right? I mean, he does to get him laughing because Batman's stone face doesn't show any emotion, like dead to the world. And then he got him laughing, and maybe he did his job.
I don't think Batman's laughing at the joke.
Why would he be laughing?
I think he's laughing because he's like, okay, I gotta kill this guy. And like, it's like when you laugh at something that's inappropriate. I think that's what it was.
So that was the thing that pushed him over the edge?
Yeah.
He finally got his hands on him?
Yeah, he told after everything he said, the Joker's answer to him is like, hey, maybe we could work together, is what Batman says. And Joker's like, this reminds me of a joke. This situation reminds me of a joke. And it just makes him realize that he's crazy.
Yeah, he's never going to be able to get to him. Never going to be able to help him.
Nope. So, anyway, so, scale 1 to 10?
I'd probably say a 7.
Would you watch it again?
I'd probably watch it again just to see if, now that I've seen the movie once, I know what's going on and what's happening, I can watch it with a new perspective. So maybe that whole first part wouldn't be as confusing for me. It would help relate the whole second half of the story.
Yeah, and it was a little bit confusing for me as well because we saw a couple trailers to see if we were interested in the movie. I don't remember seeing Batgirl at all in the trailers. Do you?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't remember it at all, and so the trailer was like all from the second half of the movie, and I was like, "Are we ever gonna get to
the?" Where's the actual movie?
Right? Yeah, but I thought it was good too. I'll give it an 8, and I would definitely rewatch it. This was better than Suicide Squad and Batman vs Superman.
No,
I don't know if it was better than them. It was really good for a cartoon though. I'm rating it based on a cartoon.
Okay.
So you know what movie we're gonna do next, right? Next cartoon we do.
The Lego Batman.
That doesn't come out until we're gonna do the Red Hood. Batman Under the Red Hood.
Under the Red Hood? Okay.
Yep, we're gonna do that one next.
That sounds good.
Maybe we'll talk about it next week.
Dang.
We'll see.
Get it here early. Have that one ready to roll too. We'd be watching all the movies.
Yep. And then we're just weeks away, less than probably a month away from
Doctor
Civil
Strange?
War.
Oh.
Doctor Strange is in November, I think.
Pretty much the same thing.
No.
What happens in Civil War? Do I need to watch all those other movies?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we'll talk about some of those as well when you watch them. I may rewatch them.
I gotta get some free time where I can watch them. But
all right.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, quit playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah. But I gotta catch them all. I got to, man.
All right, so that's gonna wrap up our Batman Killing Joke review and talk. So now we're gonna go into our. We'll start with 3 video games that we would like to see made into movies.
Okay. Do we have the same one?
We probably have a couple that are the same. Oh,
Well,
probably have at least one.
are we gonna like take some off the list? So if you say such and such game, I can't use that now.
No, if we say the same ones, then that's fine.
Okay.
Or we can just discuss it. A couple that we'd like to see.
Because I could think of 3 easily right off the top of my head. I know one of them you probably have no problem, but I mean I think it would give a little bit more diversity if we came up with 3 individual ones.
Well, I think we can try to.
Okay, and let's do that. We'll try.
Well, I think we both have. I know we both have at least the Gears of War is both on our list.
Yeah.
That story was just great in the game. I think it'd make a great movie.
Yeah, I think it could easily be translated to a movie. I mean, the hardest part would be the CG, but Gears of War as a movie, if you get the right actors and actresses and stuff for that movie, that could be an amazing series.
Yep. So who would you have play? Let's just do the 2 main guys.
Okay.
Marcus and Dom.
I can't think of a big, bulky guy to be Marcus. Like I would probably say The Rock for Dom.
That's for Dom.
For Dom,
really?
yeah.
I would have said him for Marcus.
I think he could translate that character over well. Whereas Marcus is real like distant and against everybody because he's like essentially got thrown in the slammer. Is like
And he's been in prison.
yeah. It's like I just don't know of a guy that could translate to Marcus well. At least not off the top of my head.
I would have said The Rock for Marcus.
Oh,
Even though I'm not really that worried about the color of the skin. It's not.
I was
that
like,
big a
so
deal.
it wouldn't matter. Like you would have I can't think of his name. The dude from the Old Spice commercials. He could be like Marcus. Like he's the real big strong. I think it's I almost have his name, but I can't think of it. Dadgummit.
I just said I
Like
wanted The Rock for
Terry Crews or something like that. Think that's his name.
maybe some Terry Crews. No, I said The Rock for Marcus, not Terry Crews.
Well, I mean, like that wouldn't be an issue. Or what if they swapped the roles? Or what if Carmine was, let's say,
Carmine can be literally anyone because you never see his face,
it doesn't matter.
and because he's gonna die.
It is Terry Crews. Look at me go. I'm just trying to think of like some bigger dudes.
Well,
But, like,
first
I
of
wouldn't
all,
want somebody like John Cena. To me, that wouldn't fit the role.
Yeah,
like,
John
he
Cena's
might
too-
could do it, but
he's too. I don't want to say the word. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is.
um,
Preppy.
I would say probably too flat. Like, could he play that type of role? Like, he could play the happy-go-lucky guy. He could play the
Oh, I was
the
thinking
Marine.
of someone else. No, there's no way John Cena could play that part.
But I don't think he could play the gritty, dirty,
No, there's no way John Cena.
like
could play.
the dead inside Marcus that you would need for that.
Another one that I thought could be good, except he's bald, so I don't know how it'd work. Would be, and I just went completely blank from Armageddon. I can't believe I just went to Armageddon. Bruce Willis.
Oh yeah, Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis, because you're not gonna be able to find someone muscled up enough to play these guys besides someone like The Rock. And The Rock is even border whether he's muscled up enough.
Well,
He's muscled up enough to play Dom probably, but not to play Marcus. Marcus is a lot bigger.
I think they could do enough CG to cover that.
Right, but I think Bruce Willis might be a good one.
Yeah. Trying to think of who else. Or maybe Terry Crews could be I'm not trying to
Cole?
hit that line, but yeah, Cole. Not trying to play that card, but I mean
I think you could probably find an ex-athlete that could play Cole, like LeBron.
LeBron, no. I was like, so you need somebody that's overly energetic and overly peppy. I mean, LeBron might be able to do it, but to me, he's not big enough.
You know who would be good for Cole? Will Smith.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
They have a similar personality.
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence, I don't know if Martin Lawrence could play in an action movie like that. But
Yeah, I think, yeah, Will Smith could definitely hit that role, no problem.
because he's got a bunch of the one-liners and everything.
Yeah, and he's the peppy, happy-go-lucky, keep everybody moving, because he's, instead of letting it get him down, he's forcing himself to be that light
Right.
for everybody else, which I think he could definitely hit.
What about Baird? Someone that everybody has to freaking hate.
Robert Downey Jr.
No one hates Robert Downey Jr.
And he could fit that role.
He could.
Because I mean, in Iron Man, he's got that quick wit. Like, I'm smarter than everybody. I'm better than everybody.
I don't think Robert
I
Downey
can do
Jr. could act and play that part.
He's Iron Man.
Yeah, but every shot of him as Iron Man is his face.
That's all.
Or it's the robot flying. It's not him as an actual person acting, walking around.
Okay, I got you.
I think a good one would be Channing Tatum, but I don't think you could hate him.
Channing Tatum from Marcus.
Yeah, he could be. I mean,
he's not bulky enough, but
yeah, you got to have someone for Baird that everyone can hate, but he's got to pull off being really smart as well.
yeah. What about one of the Hemsworth kids?
I don't know, because a lot of people like him.
But that would be a stretch for them. That would be something out of their comfort zone.
Yeah,
You go from a character that everybody loves, like Captain America, to
that's not Captain America.
who's that? Is that Chris?
That's Thor.
Thor? It's whichever. They look the same. They all look the same. Well, I mean, you could get them to that character that everybody likes to somebody that they can not like. And I mean, I think as an actor, you want to be pushed in a different direction. You don't want to know your limits.
Oh, I got it. I don't know his name, but the bad guy from Deadpool,
Oh,
Ajax.
yeah.
That would be a good Baird.
Everybody hates him.
Yes.
You have to have Ryan Reynolds in there somewhere.
No. Fuck Ryan Reynolds.
Whoa! You don't like Ryan Reynolds?
He's okay.
Wow, dude.
He's all right.
He is. I think he fits more of a comedy style, though. I
Yeah.
don't think he could fit in the gritty.
Yeah, he fits more of the one with Sandra Bullock, or Just Friends.
License to Wed.
Yeah.
No, he's not in that. That's Mandy Moore and John Krasinski.
And rest in peace.
Robert Williams.
Yeah.
Flubber.
Yeah. All right, so we spent a lot of time on the first movie. maybe we'll just do 3 all together.
I would say, just because it's a favorite of mine, Halo.
Yeah, Halo. We talked about this the other day off mic and off the
camera.
record. Yeah.
Off the record.
And I
Strictly off the
mentioned
record.
how hard would it be to do a complete CGI.
That would be the money
100%
maker.
CGI.
Yeah, that would be where you spend all of your money.
You just need some low budget voice actors.
Well, even if you can get the voice actors, if you would have to get the voice actors from the game, in my opinion, unless you can't get them, because you need that. That is iconic for them. Like, you can't have somebody else be Cortana. Jen Taylor has to be Cortana. There's no way around that. Somebody could be the
Right.
body. That's fine. She has to be the voice.
Yeah. Well, the only two I think you really need is Cortana and Master Chief.
Yeah, that's it. Everybody
The other
else
ones,
is,
I mean.
yeah. I mean, it would be neat to tie into, if you can get the voice actors that did the characters in the game, like the grunts and the jackals and all that. I think that would be awesome to give them their just dues. I mean, they did a character for a video game
Right.
that's been around for
12 years.
12, 13 years. It's like just being able to say, hey, we made a movie now. I mean,
15 years.
a while back, there was talks that they were going to make one, but ended up being District 9, I think. Like, they just couldn't agree to terms and couldn't do
Right.
it, so they went somewhere else.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I don't know. Could you follow the video game story for this, or would you have to do something different?
It would be hard for people that don't know. People that are outside the video game world that just don't understand how everything came to be. Because you wouldn't just throw them into, hey, bam, like in the game, bam, you're on a ship, you're getting woke up from cryo sleep, and you're under attack, and you're about to crash land. Like,
Right.
What led them there? People would want to know that.
I think that's fine. But the whole premise is that they're trying to set off the rings
right,
to destroy the universe.
right.
So I think that's a little bit. I think maybe what if you did like this? What if you had that the Covenant is attacking Earth
I think it would have to be.
as the first one, and that's how you find out about them.
You would have to do like a set of from Reach, the first one, the second one, and maybe the third one. You'd have to do like a culmination of all three of those because Reach explains what they're doing and why they're doing it. Like why the Covenant are attacking, where they're just glassing planets are taking over everything. They don't know where Earth is yet. The first one, kind of like that would be the first and second you could probably tie together because the second one they find Earth, they jump, take out another ring, you're good to go. But you would have to tie in Earth somehow to that.
Well, how did they find? I haven't read the book, and I haven't played Reach or ODST.
It's called the Ark.
How did they find them?
It's called the Ark, and
that's how the humans found the Covenant.
No, the humans were just exploring space. They were just out colonizing different planets and stuff, and just happened to start losing outpost after outpost after outpost, and found out that aliens.
That's what's kind of tough. Is it's hard to imagine exploring space.
Right.
And you build such a big universe that I think you'd have to change the story. I don't think you can go along with. I think the first one would have to be something a little bit simpler.
If you could do the essentially the beginning of the Spartans, like taking these kids, augmenting them, so many survive, the rest of them don't, and then training them to help build up to a full-on Halo movie, I could see that.
Right.
And it would have to be the first generation because they had Spartan 2s and Spartan 3s and all that. But to me, Halo would be the Spartan 1s, the original Spartans, and then go from there.
Right. What about if they did a animated series? Would you be on board for that?
Animated would be all right. I mean, they have the little live action shorts series like on Netflix and stuff like that. I think it's Forward Unto Dawn, which was pretty good. I mean, for a short little mini series.
I need to watch that one. We need to do an episode over it.
Yeah, short little mini series. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like overly done CGI wise. Had a lot of character development with some of the other characters, and it translated well. But what kind of audience would you hit for that? It's like you can't say just all sci-fi people because not everybody would like that. But you would need to be able to tie in a bigger audience to what you can from just the video game audience.
You think so? I mean, think about this. Netflix did Daredevil. I mean, who was looking for a Daredevil series? Or Jessica Jones? Or Luke Cage?
Well, if they were to do it, it would have to be something like that. Because would you want a straight-to-DVD movie and spend that kind of money? You'd want it to be a big blockbuster. I think it would do it justice for it to be a big blockbuster, but I don't think that you could do that. You're not going to hit the audience that you need to do that.
I think it would be tough to do like a Daredevil-style series with the live action. But I think if they did like an anime or maybe, I don't know, maybe use the same graphics like they use on the games, and you did the story and you went through the story that way, kind of like the Voltron.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could be.
Yeah, that could be pretty neat, especially if they tied in the community that has helped them as much, like the Red vs. Blue, the Rooster Teeth guys. I mean, they're still going. They've been going for like 15 seasons now.
Right.
Using in-game engine stuff. Like just be able to say, hey, here's a like even if it's a minor part, here's a minor part in this animated series we're doing for Halo. Like just kind of like the nod to, hey, thanks for all the time that you've invested in us. I think that'd be pretty cool.
So if you can't use the voice actor for Master Chief, if it's a live action, who do you use?
Whoever you want. You never see the Master Chief ever. As far as I know, you never see his face. You don't know what he looks like.
I know, that's fine. I'm just asking you. That's the main character.
Doesn't matter.
So you don't care. So
no, you can voice
you're cool
over
with Jennifer
whoever.
Lawrence playing it.
You can voice over whoever.
Jennifer Lawrence then?
She could probably be Linda.
Who's Linda?
She's part of his group.
Oh, Jennifer Lawrence would play a great Anya.
Yeah, I could see that.
If she can go blonde.
I think she can go blonde.
What about this? Cooper, what's his name? From Hangover, Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
I was like, I didn't see much of the Hangover. I think I saw the first one and wasn't impressed, so I didn't see the other ones.
I don't remember if I saw the other ones or not.
Bradley Cooper could be Baird.
He could be Baird, or he could be Master Chief.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Because I think it would be hard to have Master Chief never show his face.
But that's That's part of like the story though. Like you could see him as a kid, like in the backstory, you could see him as a kid growing up, but never actually seeing him. Like even in the games, every time he takes off his helmet, he's usually by himself. Or if he does, it's like you have to be there to see that. If you don't see that, you missed out on a legend in the flesh. Because other than that, it's just like it's just rumor. It's just hearsay. It's like, oh, he's alive, and you see him, you're like, whoa. You see him with his helmet off, you're like,
what would you know if it's him with the helmet on? But I think for the movie, you would have to have his show his face.
well, the bad thing with the big name actors is you would need to have that FaceTime. It was like in Turtles 2. Casey Jones didn't wear his mask except for like 2 seconds. It's like, to me, that's the characters with the mask. I don't care what he looks like without the mask. He needs that mask on.
Well, same for Deadshot.
Yeah, Deadshot. But I mean, he wore the mask enough.
Once.
Enough.
And then in a flashback. He wore it once and in a flash because Harley Quinn calls him a...
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, like twice.
Yeah, that was funny. All right, so let's go see if we can figure out another one.
I was thinking of maybe like the Fallout series.
You
Like that could be, but as much as that they have the like the Resident Evil, the Desolate world and stuff like that. Like I don't know how that would translate over.
well,
Like,
and then you got the Walking Dead series.
yeah, but I mean it's not really zombies. It's just nuclear fallout in like the 1950s, 1960s. Like if that had actually happened, if we didn't go the way we went with like gasoline and coal power and everything, if we had actually stuck with nuclear, seeing that aspect of the American life would be interesting to see. I think it would. I just don't know what the end game would be.
Right.
It's like, what would be the end of the movie? Like, what would the storyline be? It's like, okay, I wake up from this vault and...
Because like in Fallout 3, you're trying to figure out where your dad's at.
Yeah, and then Fallout 4, I think that's the newest one, you're trying to find your kid. It's like...
And your dog, right?
No, you get a dog. But,
Oh, yeah, that's right. You get a dog.
yeah. But it's like stuff like that that's... I don't know. There would have to be some kind of twist to it. Yeah, I think it could be a good movie, but I think it'd be way too...
I think it'd be too long because there's
Yeah.
so much. The games are just so long, and there's such a broad strategy. I mean, story that you can do that would just to me that would be a hard one to do. I think.
What would you say?
I actually don't know anything about this game. I've never played it, but it's on the PlayStation 4 and 3. It's the Uncharted.
Uncharted. That would be...
It
That would
seems
be
like
a
it's,
real good...
the trailers and the commercials for it make it look like a good story for the game. But I don't, like I said, I've never played it, so I don't know anything about it.
I saw a playthrough from Uncharted 4. You could probably take that script from that game and make that a movie. Like it was, like what they did with that game. I'm not a PlayStation fan by any means. Like I'm an Xbox guy all the way because all my friends play Xbox. All the
Same
games
for
I
me.
want to play have Xbox. So never played the games, but that game looked gorgeous on a console. And if you can get that into a video, in video form, like in a movie, that would be an amazing series to have.
Yeah, that one seems like a good one. Grand Theft Auto. I'm just kidding.
I was like,
Grand Theft Auto, no, negative.
It could be. I think that would be more than Saints Row. Saints Row went from a Grand Theft Auto clone to
Aliens.
What in the world's going on clone.
But no, I'm joking about Grand Theft Auto. But yeah, I think the Uncharted could be a good one.
Yeah, Uncharted for sure.
Let's
What
see.
about any of like the Call of Duties or anything like that?
I think there's so many war movies already that are strictly about Vietnam, about World War One, World War Two. That, I mean, that you've got. The Lone Survivor. You have so many war movies that I think that Call of Duty is just another war movie.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm going from like sales numbers, like because I know they sell every year, constantly. I mean, what about an actual Super Mario Brothers movie? not the one that they did.
Shoot,
not
you
that
gotta
nonsense,
kidding me,
but
yeah.
like an actual Mario Brothers movie.
You know, there's actually talking about that. I think I've read that there's a Sonic the Hedgehog live action movie that's supposed to come out like in a couple years.
That doesn't even make sense.
So, what doesn't make sense is that it's going to be in the real world.
It's gonna be
Is it going to be like 2 foot tall? I mean, how does he fit in the real world?
He's gonna start running from his cage, and just like that's gonna be the movies. Him just in his cage.
Right.
It's an actual hedgehog.
Yeah. Is he gonna be blue?
Yeah. He's gonna be a rare blue hedgehog that they named Sonic. He's gonna think it's like the video games, but it's actually just him running around his cage everywhere.
Right. But speaking of Sonic, the Smurfs is having a movie come out in a couple years.
Another one?
Yeah, and it's going to be in Smurfs Village. It's not going to be in the real world. It's going to be like a completely animated.
Interesting. I don't think I ever saw any of the other ones, so I think I don't know if I would even watch it. It's like I didn't see the other ones.
Katy Perry was the voice of
Smurfette.
Yes.
Yeah, she's the only female Smurf. Yeah, I think it could be interesting, but it'll be all right. I don't know of any other games that I think that would translate over. Well, at least not off the top of my head.
So what about, let's just say comic book related characters transforming into a game.
Comic book characters into a game.
And we can just stay on this briefly. I think we're getting pretty close to the end of the episode.
I was like, they've done the X-Men, they've done Batman, they've done.
But it doesn't have. It doesn't. Have they done a good X-Men game? For me, I think that an RPG style Iron Man game would be kind of cool. Because every movie Iron Man gets an upgraded armor, does this more stuff. So you could have like an RPG style to where you slowly upgrade your armor, or maybe you start out as Tony Stark, and you have to tinker to build like in Iron Man 1, he builds the suit in Iraq or whatever country that was in to get out of there, and maybe that's what you start out doing, is something slow like that, and you upgrade your suits as you go along.
Yeah, that could be pretty cool. Or I could see like maybe even a Black Widow just being that spy type, being able to go into different buildings and stuff. I mean, to me, she's not a major comic book character. She's probably a B or C lister, but just a game like that where it's kind of like the Hitman games or even the Splinter Cells where you're super sneaky. I think that could translate over well because people would play games like that as long as it was done all right.
Right. I think a Superman game would be kind of cool, but I think it'd be so hard because it had to be open world, and I don't know how easy that would be to do.
I was like, the last couple of times they tried it, it's just they can't get it right.
Yeah, and it's a shame that they tried it on when they really couldn't do it, but now we got the new consoles. This would really be the time I would think that you might could do it and it might work. But I don't know if that would or not.
Yeah.
There's a Deadpool game already, so.
Yeah, I don't know. It was all right. I've watched a lot of playthroughs. Just in case you're wondering, I watched a playthrough of that. So, I mean, it was okay. Wasn't super great by any means, but it was to me, it was a budget game. Like if it's under if it's about $20, then that seems to fit it.
Right.
But it wasn't a $60 game.
Well, didn't it cost $60 when it came out?
I think it did, but to me, it wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't that type of game.
Let's see. Any others? Thor would be hard to do.
Yeah. Anything that's got super overpowered powers.
You know what might be kind of cool, and they would never do this. So you played a little bit of the Blue Dragon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Blue Dragon, if you didn't play Blue Dragon, it was kind of like Final Fantasies, would you say?
Yeah.
So you had your 5 characters, and you walk through all the worlds, and you level up, and you gain powers. If they did the Avengers style, you get like Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, Hawkeye, and maybe you can pick. They have like a list of like 10 characters. You can pick 5 of them, 6 of them, and you kind of go through. They could make it where you go through progressions of the story from Avengers, the Avengers to Age of Ultron to Civil War to. Civil War wouldn't really fit in, but to what Infinity.
Yeah, I think if the hard part is most of the superheroes have their powers, bam, or have their abilities, bam, that's it, or have their suits, that's it. Like there's no progression like you would
Well, there is for all of them except for like Scarlet. Why do I keep calling her?
Because you're thinking Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, that's what it is. But like Black Widow, it talks about her training in the. Well, you don't know this because you haven't seen the movie. It talks about her training in one of the movies when she was a kid, and then it talks about like Scarlet Witch in the Civil War movie. She's just now getting her powers down when at the end of Age of Ultron she couldn't use her powers very much. And so Iron Man, like I said, he gets an upgraded suit. It seems like Captain America gets an upgraded suit and armor. Mm-hmm. The shield pretty much stays the same, but you could also introduce new characters. I mean, Vision. I mean, you're still kind of learning what all he can do.
Yeah. I think it'd be a good idea. It's just trying to nail down how to translate it into a playable game would be the hard part.
And maybe the part that you learn is how to fight together.
Yeah.
Because that's a real struggle with them when they first form is fighting together.
Yeah. Or you can even do like a team based where like you swap in and out, or it forces you to swap in and out for different events where you're it's not just a one character, one Avenger game. It's like you're all of them at various points, so you have to learn how to use them individually. But
that's just a couple of our ideas. So, anything else before we wrap this bad boy up?
I think so. We're gonna do introductions.
Introductions.
I'm just messing with you. We did them earlier.
If you are just now tuning in to the end of the show, you missed a hell of a one this time.
Yeah, go back and watch it. Listen to it. Don't watch it. Listen to it.
Or watch it and don't listen to it.
Yeah.
Or what? I don't know.
That's also acceptable.
Let us know what you figure out.
If you do it on slow mode, because I'm listening to it on my phone, you can change the speed. It sounds hilarious. I'm not going to lie. I'll turn it to about half speed and just listen to it on my phone while I'm working. And I'm just rolling. Even though I was a part of it, it's still hilarious. Sorry.
So if you're really bored and or drunk.
Yeah. It's fun listening, man. You got to give it a shot.
So, where can they find us at?
Find us at New Comic Fans on Twitter.
Yeah, so if you want to tweet us, if you got a question you want us to do in the trivia next week, tweet it to us and we'll get it in next week's show.
Yep, will do.
You can also email us at newcomicfans@gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
Send us your questions, your answers, or your answers and questions, or vice versa.
We're also on YouTube. If you just search for New Comic Fans, we don't have the actual URL yet. But if you search for us, you should be able to find us no problem. We got our previous podcasts up there.
Some Geek Fuel
unboxings and stuff like that. So make sure you subscribe to us. Like, favorite, subscribe, share, tweet, do all that jazz.
Yep.
Retweet. And be sure to check us out on iTunes or any other podcasting platform.
And we promise, if you send us a tweet or an email, we will mention you on the show. We promise that.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Yep.
Just do it.
So I think that's it. So I guess until next week, we will talk to you guys later.
All right. Sounds good. Later, guys.
Later.